is all about emotions and also commitments and finding that balance. Where with the tarot reading, it was all about charge, 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 get things done.
Welcome to Cards and Constellations with Bonnie Morris and Don Rumer Rivera from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Here, we blend astrology and tarot to guide you through the twists and turns for the week ahead. Don't forget to hit subscribe and share. Let's dive into your cosmic journey together.
We start with the moon. This is the week of August 4th through the 10th. The moon this week on the 9th is full at 16 degrees of Aquarius. Now we need to back this up and find the new moon in Aquarius, which occurred February 9th of 2024 at 20 degrees. Then on November 8th of 2024, we had the first quarter moon where you did all the work for this project. And that occurred at 17 degrees of Aquarius. Now we're at the full moon where you can see everything. And if there's anything that needs to be changed or tweaked, now is the time to do it. And then pivot, turn away, and wait for the last quarter, which occurs on May 9th of 2026 at 19 degrees of Aquarius. And that's when we celebrate the success, turn away, and allow the project to move on its own. Next, we want to look at the void, of course. This begins August 5th at 8:28 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it starts at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. And then at 10:04 a.m., it enters Capricorn and the void ends. Wow, 2-hour void. That's normal. Next, we go to August 26th at 10:59 a.m. The void, of course, begins at 12 degrees of Capricorn. This continues until August 7th at 6:18 p.m. when it enters the sign of Aquarius. On August 9th at 54 minutes past midnight, the void, of course, begins at 16 degrees of Aquarius. Later that day, at 11:50 p.m., the void ends as the moon goes into Pisces. Now, on the last day of this week, August 10th, no, let's change that to the last few minutes of the last day of this week. At 11:54 p.m. on August 10th, at 13 degrees of Pisces, we start a void, of course. This lasts for 2 days. This does not stop until August 12th at 3:33 a.m.
Thank you, Ms. Bonnie, for that general understanding of astrology for the week. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you tarot real quick, and then Ms. Bonnie will come back and finalize things with her astrology for your specific sign. So let's get to it. All right, Aries, let's see what we have in store for you via tarot this week. Spirit and Universe, please tell me what is in Aries' best interest to make this week the best one so far. On the bottom of the deck, we have the energy of your environment, and that's just saying what the environment around you is going to do to help you or to hinder you. And in this week, we have a 10 of Cups. I love that energy. So this energy this week is an energy that says you will be propelled. You will be moved forward based on your environment. Your environment wants you to be successful. They want you to be happy. That Cups is all about happiness and joy. And so one way to have that happiness and joy is by moving forward and getting things done. So don't be surprised if this week closing projects, wonderful, easy. Making connections, wonderful, easy. Getting questions answered, wonderful, easy. Again, this week, the universe is going to be greasing the skids, as they used to say, to help you move forward in a very good way. So let's see what you will do with this now, Aries. Your card out is an 8 of Wands. Okay, your energy this week is lots of work to do. And how wonderful is that now? Think about this. Now, first of all, we're told that the universe is going to help make things easier for us. And then we get the 8 of Wands. Maybe the universe was telling you something. They realized that this is going to be a very busy week for you. A lot of things to be done, a lot of issues out there, and a lot of resolution necessary for whatever reason. And we'll get into some of that probably as the cards unfold. But know that this week you will be busy. And it is not as though you haven't already planned it. And you will be getting other things that jump in the middle, which makes it even more complicated. But know that the universe is working with you this week to make sure that your road is opened a little more and the pathway is facilitated with a little more ease. I'm loving the energy. The next card out is a justice card. And I'm liking that justice card in the sense that these are things the many things that have to be tackled are probably things that they had to be tackled. These are things that had to be resolved to bring balance back into your life, because balance, again, justice is about balance. Okay. And so it seems, I'm guessing that maybe some things were out of sync, or some things have not been taken care of in a timely manner, and now they have found their way to the top, and now they are at a higher level. And so when that higher level appears, the one thing that we do know for sure is that we are going to attack it, because again, it has highest priority and highest meaning and urgency in that sense. But also know that as you do these things, the universe is working with you. So as you find yourself back to balance, as you get yourself back into the groove, shall we say, and this could be because of holiday weekends or just holidays in general. This could be for a few other reasons, but know that this is again bringing back equilibrium. So maybe the workload is just because there's so much, because other people or even you have had vacations, but that's getting back into place. We have a Knight of Cups here, which is wonderful. The Knight of Cups is saying that as this happens, you're just going to get happy. Again, you're just going to feel this happiness, this relief, because you're like, thank goodness that's another one off my plate. And that's another one off my plate. And that's another one off my plate. So this should be, if you're looking at it properly, don't look only at the work to be done, but focus again on that accomplished list. Keep a list and check it off. And as you do, say, man, look at me. I'm moving through. I'm rolling on through. And these are things that probably, again, some of them have not been taken care of in a while. However, they needed to, and you're just checking them off. So this should be a week to celebrate the fact that you are doing that. And again, the universe is ready to help you. So keep moving forward. The next card out is a Knight of Swords. And so the Knight of Swords, along with that Knight of Cups, and considering the amount of work you need to do, is also saying don't be afraid to try new ways to get accomplished the things you need to get accomplished. It's not just one way. There's no rule that says you have to do it only one way. So don't be surprised if you figure out, I can do this as well, or I can do this. And don't be surprised if you realize there's certain things that you do not do or cannot do or do not want to do. And those are the things that you dedicate to somebody else and say, you know what, I'm gonna delegate this to you. Why don't you take care of this? And I'm gonna delegate this to you, because first of all, it's not high importance to you, and it's not a high urgency to you. And if it's not of a high urgency or high importance, or even if it's middle, if it doesn't even have middle urgency or importance, then delegate it. It's not yours. Or just don't do it. Say, you know what, I'm taking that off my list. I don't care. I don't care, because it's not your problem. Last card out for the week is a Three of Wands. And so that Three of Wands is all about work, of course, because of the wands, but it's also a three, which is get going. So it's one of those get her done. Let me say that again, get her done. So let's just get it done this week. Get to it, get working. Again, as you get working and as you start ticking off that list, you're going to be happy, because you say, man, I'm moving through this. And you're probably going to be surprised to see that they're moving through faster. You're moving through the list faster than you intended. And you're like, man, why did I wait? Why did I wait? I don't even know why I waited. Oh no. But the point is all the while, the universe is helping you through this. So this is a great week for you. I am excited for you. Let us know how that works. Now let's have a peek with Miss Bonnie's astrology specific to your sign and see what she's saying. And then we'll figure out if we have some kind of combination working here.
Aries, you begin the week feeling just a little emotionally restless and needing to assert yourself. The moon, all about your feelings, is squaring your planet of Mars, which is all about taking action. We also see that Venus is squaring Mars, and that brings a passionate, bright, emotional nature. But it can also lead to the extreme highs and lows. So your triggers are out and available for others to push them. Be cautious. Sometimes your strong desires may clash with the harmony being offered. Like every week, we have an opposition. This is the same opposition we've been dealing with. Mars opposite Saturn on the inside of a kite. Although you long for the perfect love, it can be a confusing dynamic. You may feel pushed and pulled to an inner conflict between your ambition and your limitations, feeling the pull between a drive and self doubt, especially when challenges arrive. While they may start projects with enthusiasm, they become discouraged if they don't go as planned. Build your inner strength. Learn to trust your capacity to overcome obstacles. Mars is also in opposition to Neptune because Neptune and Saturn are still dancing in the sign of Aries. So, this configuration can bring tension between your desire to assert yourself and the pull of the dreams that you have or your ideals. You sometimes struggle to distinguish between action and escapism. On the 5th, we have the moon squaring Neptune. This you need to be cautious of because it can take boundaries and make them very blurry. You may feel deeply sensitive and yearn for that spiritual meaning or connection. Also, because Saturn is with Neptune, the moon squares Saturn as well. Now, this brings a deep need for emotional security. Sometimes you express this through self-protection or difficulty trusting. You may have learned early in your life to guard your feelings, but be cautious because that can lead to loneliness. The moon goes into an opposition to Venus, which is a push me, pull you energy between emotional comfort and the desire for a relationship. You may have a strong desire for connection, but feel conflicted about what that is for you. The moon will also go opposite Jupiter, suggesting a yearning to live with emotional and spiritual richness, feeling pulled between that emotional security and their desire for growth. Midweek, we see the moon position with Mercury in an opposition, bringing a tug of war between your heart and your mind. You may be thoughtful and intelligent, but there might be a struggle to communicate that. So, towards the end of the week, we see the second kite again, like we did last week, only this one's in the opposite direction. Let's just make things complicated. This kite and opposition are leading us towards Mercury. That's the planet of communication, thoughts, process, technology, and it's in a tug of war with Pluto, the wonderful planet of transformation and change. So once again, two kites trying to lead us in two different directions, and one towards communication, the other is towards restriction, commitment, and learning.
Well, now hearing the astrology, Ms. Bonnie, it seems as though that the astrology is all about emotions and also commitments and finding that balance. Where with the tarot reading, it was all about charge, 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 get things done and checking off that list, which interestingly enough could bring some balance back, which again goes back to the emotional, because as you accomplish things and as you get things off the list, you feel like I'm accomplishing things, and additionally, I am opening myself up to something more than just the work that I have to get accomplished. So this is a good thing. And accomplishments themselves bring you good feelings. So it seems like maybe there's some overlap, but really the one is very much about emotions and feelings, and the other one's get it done. See you next week, folks. Please hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow buttons. If you're on my side, which is Sonoran Mystic Tarot, please pop over to Ms. Bonnie's side, which is Your Love Goddess, and hit that share and subscribe button over there as well. And if you have a chance, go to Cards and Constellations. That's the title above us. That's our third page. That's our combined page. The other two are our individual pages. If you're following any or all of them, you will wind up getting notices when we go live or when we post. Again, thank you so much for helping us grow our channel. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Have a great one. Bye-bye.